Hi, welcome to A Safe Place with Ella. Today we're going to talk about domestic violence and strangulation. You know, when we talk about domestic violence and strangulation, we talk about power and control. Strangulation is the ultimate form of power and control for a batterer. Because if you think about it, the batterer literally has your life in his hands. And once a strangulation has happened, then as a victim, we kind of realize that the batterer has this much control over our lives, and so we kind of stay. It becomes a fear thing. When we talk about strangulation and domestic violence, at times, once someone has been strangled, it looks like there's no symptoms and there's no signs. You can't see them in the beginning. Of course, the bruising doesn't show up until later. There's petechiae, and what that means is there's like little red spots in the eyes. You can get petechiae in the eyes, around the nose, around the mouth. You can also get it around the neck, and it's that small, the bruising, and if you've ever seen someone like maybe grab your arm and you get this bruising thing and little red dots, that's what petechiae is. So those could come 2 or 3 days later. There can also be damage to your vision. There can be damage to your voice, to your hearing, because when someone is literally cutting the blood circulation from your brain, there has to be some type of a short-term symptom or a long-term effect on this. And again, some of those are vision. It could be your voice. It's raspy. The reason we're talking about these things is for a person that's giving support to someone who has verbalized that they've been strangled. It's things to look for. We not only want to look for those things to support our victim, we want to look for those things maybe to even document some of the signs and some of the symptoms after a strangulation, because those could also help us in court. Also, the most important thing is we would want to get medical attention. Always after, and I don't want to sound so glib about this, because strangulation it can be very lethal. So I want to tell the people that are supporting someone, always try to get that person to get medical attention, because there can be some medical things that happen later. We always want to try to get checked out medically. And, you know, if there's going to be some legal things happen, you're going to want that. So that's very important. Medical first, document, keep a log. I want people to know out there that if strangulation has happened, understand that this is the most lethal form of domestic violence. And when I say lethal, it's right before, you know, they could possibly take your life. So as supporters, we want to know that, and we want to support someone who's came into our life and has told us that they've been strangled. We want to help them understand the fact that, you know, it's gotten beyond pushing and shoving. This has become, it could be life-threatening. And I think that as victims, we just think it's another part of the domestic violence. And it is, but it is the most lethal. One of the things that I really want people to hear is that after someone has been strangled, the chance of them being murdered goes up 750%. Think about that. 750% more likely to be murdered after they have experienced some type of strangulation. Remember me saying it's the ultimate form of power and control? That's what I'm saying. And trust me, your abuser knows that and he feels that. That's one of the reasons we're doing this, is to get out there, because you don't hear it very much, strangulation and domestic violence, because we don't talk about it. And if we don't talk about it, we're not going to get these numbers out there, and more people are going to die. Your loved one, my loved one possibly. 750% increase in dying. Remember me saying that strangulation, it's the most severe part of domestic violence. It's the closest that you'll get to death, or even death. It's the most severe. Strangulation is nothing to take lightly. Absolutely nothing. If you've experienced it, find support. Come to a way, call me. We will help you. I will help you. 750%. I know I keep saying that number, because if you think about how high that is, and then if this has happened to you, find help. Call us. We will help you in some form or fashion. This is really nothing to literally bet your life on. Guys, another thing I want to say is, when we don't talk about domestic violence, we don't talk about the things that are happening to us, it grows and it gives it power. And one of the best ways to take the power away from domestic violence is to talk about it, to bring it out in the open. Talk about it with your family. Talk about it with your best friend. Share your experiences, and then you're not alone, and others that are going through the same thing that you're going through isn't alone. 1 in 4 people, remember that. So that tells you that you're not alone. So let's keep this going. Let's keep our conversations. Let's keep this out in the open. It's not a dirty little secret. Let's talk about it. If you need help, call the numbers below. Thank you.